Yeah, I'm so excited. You don't know, I get real crazy. Um, yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Everybody, this is episode 156 of the Carrying the Culture Show. It's your boy Tamal. It's like Jamal, but with a T. Dumb excited for this one. Man, I don't even know what to, I'm super excited for you. So, youth is served here, man. This is one of my favorite, my wife and I's favorite young up and coming, whatever, yo. You're just super, super talented. And I'm gonna give you your flowers real quick. Like, I'm extremely critical of music and hip hop and da 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 da,
Yeah.
and I just really appreciate what you bring to the table. I appreciate like you have
Uh,
our heads snapping, man. Neck, ah, ah. So everybody, we're in for a good one. Beats by JT. JT, what is wrong with
oh
you?
man,
Um,
the tag.
we're gonna find out what's wrong with him right here for the next hour. He's gonna do a little demo at the end, so stick around too, yo. It's gonna be fun. So thank you, man, for joining us. I really appreciate it,
No
man.
doubt, man. I appreciate y'all for having me. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah. So yo, we're gonna get right into it. I got a lot of questions, a ton of questions. So first and foremost, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, 18. 18. I turned 18 August 25th last year.
Okay.
Yeah, last year. Yep.
Okay. So yeah. So still in high school, or you finished high school?
Finish.
Okay,
Finish. Yeah.
gotcha. Just finished. So and you're from Virginia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Virginia Beach, the 757.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had peoples out in Virginia Beach when I was
Oh,
back.
word?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna definitely gonna talk a little bit about that. So let's get into it, right, man. How? Like when I first saw you, me and my wife first saw you, we both were like, who's it? And this was a few years ago, so you were a little younger and stuff,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little less
yeah,
facial hair and stuff,
yeah.
locks a little shorter, and we were like, yo, who's this kid? Like, so how, man? How did like because you're one of one in a sense
Mm,
based on your age and
right.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? So how?
Mm. Yeah, music has always been in my family. I started off playing drums. That was around the age of 2 or 3. And that was just, my dad was a drummer in church. So we would go to church and I would get on the drums at the church every time the service ended. And my dad, he loves this. He loves to tell people this story, but every time it'd be time to go leave the church and I'd be on the drums, I'd always end up crying because I love the drums so much and I never wanted to get off the drums. So, that translated into me playing drums probably about 4 or 5. I got my own drum set. But that I kind of the love for that kind of went away. So I just let the drums sit and collect dust. But I was on GarageBand on my mom's phone, playing the drum set up there. Just messing around, fooling around. Then I found out about the music production side they have in GarageBand. Mind you, I had no idea what music production was, so I was just trying stuff just because it was like little drum machines in there. So
How old
I
were
was
you?
trying. That was probably 7 years old. Yeah, 7. So I was making beats in GarageBand. Then one day my dad was like, "Yo, you got this app on your iPad. It's called iMachine. It's by Native Instruments, so it's basically like a DAW, just more advanced on your iPad." So I started messing around with that on my iPad. I was still 7 around the time. So I started making beats on there, and you could hear like my progression, like with the beats, just me doing it by over and over and over again, just making. I was making a bunch of beats a day. I can't even tell you how many because I had nothing but time. That's all I was doing. But my dad saw that I was taking it serious, so I went to him. I was like, "Yo, I kind of actually want to do this music production thing." So he was like, "Okay, bet." So he ended up giving me a MPK 249, which is like a MIDI keyboard. And I ended up learning that with Ableton. I got Ableton too, but Ableton, it was just a huge step up from my iPad. And so it was like, man, this is kind of hard. So slowing me down a little bit. So I think that was 12, I think. So by my 13th birthday, I ended up getting my first MPC, which is MPC Live, the black joint. And I started messing around with that, and it was more easier because I see iMachine in the MPC Live because it's the same thing, except I'm actually dealing with a piece of equipment, a piece of hardware.
Right,
So
right.
of course it took me some time to learn the MPC. So 13 was really, when I was starting to dive into stuff like sampling, learning chord progressions, drum breaks, all that type
How
of stuff.
though?
That's
Like,
what I was doing.
because in your bio it says self-taught, right?
Self-taught, yeah.
So like, because I'm just trying to see like you at 7, and then right, like you're fumbling around trying to figure this out,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then you level up some. So like, no, nobody was, because it seems to me like you were professionally trained, but you weren't.
Right, yeah, no, not at all. Really, my main help was just my dad, and if my dad wasn't around, I would just be there figuring stuff out. Because my dad, he did music production a little bit. So I remember I can't remember what the name of it is, but it was some drum machine, and I think he was doing a class or something, and I remember just sitting down next to him on the couch watching him do it. And I'm like, yo, this is kind of cool. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me see if he's gonna give me a turn. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thought. But really, my main help was just my dad. My dad, he taught me structuring because it's like, again, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just making beats. So I probably had about like 4 different loops in one beat.
Right, right.
So my dad, he taught me structure, and he was like, okay, so boom, you got to start with the intro, then you got to go to the hook, then you got to go to the verse. So other than that, you know, stuff like finger drumming, I kind of picked that up real quick, real easy, because I was making beats on the iMachine. So all I was using was my fingers to just program pads and stuff, program sounds. So that's all I was doing. So I remember, I think this might have been 12, 13. I was getting ready to go play laser tag. My dad surprised me. He surprised me. He said, yo, we're going to take you out playing laser tag. So I was hype enough. So I remember sitting in my MPK 249 and just coming up with this random finger drum on my MPK 249, and I had my mom record it, and my mom recorded it. She sent it to my dad, and then my dad posted it on his page because I didn't have an Instagram back then. He posted it on his page, and crazy enough, he's actually in here. He was Trizzy, but people now know him as the Track Addict. One of my, not even one of my, he is my inspiration for this finger drumming, because he was the only big finger drummer at the time to really acknowledge me and notice me. Because I watched Trizzy's videos before.
Mm-hmm.
My dad would always show me Trizzy doing this, and he was the main reason why I got an MPC. Just because I wanted to finger drum, and I was always seeing his videos. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is wild. So my dad ended up posting it on his page. Trizzy ended up commenting on it. And he was like, yo, he's going to be a problem. And so from there, this is like, here we are now.
So you're just putting in, I mean, it sounds like you put in a lot of work, like a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and it's fortunate because you're young. Listen, fam, I'm trying to start a business. I got bills.
Right.
I got like, so
right.
when you lose the time when you get older.
Exactly.
So the fact that that you're having it and utilizing it in a productive way is great, because it's like you've had, you've been doing this, really since you're 18, since 7. That's like 11 years or whatever of work.
Yeah.
Already in the bag. You know what I mean? So so it seems like, just to, again, this is, people talk about the mastery of something. It's like, just put in the work, and
100%.
like that you've put in the work, and it's paying off, like, in a big time. So first of all, your shout out to your parents, man, your pops.
Yeah, 100%.
You should, I think it feels like you are like you should be definitely
Oh
grateful,
yeah,
like because
100%, 100%.
you know they've you know totally they're doing the right thing. Pop Dukes, you're doing the right thing. Like like
Yeah.
keep it up. Like tell them to write the parenting manual. You know what I mean? Because like you know, and they saw you had an interest in a deep interest in something, and they fueled it. So
Yeah.
you know, all right. So I got some other things as far as like so you know you start getting nice with this or whatever.
Mm,
Now what happens? Like, did you were you know YouTube's out and everything? Like, were you like on YouTube looking at other people, or
mm.
were you just in the lab doing stuff yourself? Because I've seen you with like some I've seen you with some other
Yeah.
veterans, you know, in the game and stuff on your page. So how did it? You knew you wanted to do it, but how did you start getting to where I guess where I link up with you and it's like,
Mm.
yeah, who's this professional kid doing this
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just me happening to be in the right space at the right time.
Mm.
And also always carrying my MP with me. Always. So wherever I go, or if it had something to do with music relation, I'd always have my MP in my bag just in case, because you never know who's gonna be anywhere. You get what I'm saying? So
Wow.
and my dad, he'd always take me to like events in Virginia, and I get to showcase what I would do. And even if I wasn't showcasing, even if I wasn't in person, I'd be on like platforms, just submitting beats to beat show reviews, or just going up on Instagram live with people and just playing joints. Um, so that was really like the foundation. So now we're like, okay, we see JT's doing this. Now let's take it to the next level. Um, so the next level meaning be linking up with this nonprofit out here in Charlotte called
Yeah.
Backspins.
That's all. Yeah.
Yep. So shout out my guy Claude doing amazing work. So we linked up with Backspins, and from Backspins, it just took off. I've been able to teach classes, DJ, go on the news, which is where that viral video came from. Um, I've been on the news 3 times. Well, we count once in Virginia, but really 3 times in Charlotte. So that specific viral video brought me attention that I've never seen before, that I never thought I was going to see. It's been people like a Ninth Wonder who knows me before the viral moment. I met Ninth at a Gene Brown event, and he knew me prior to the event. So when I got there, Ninth came in through the main door. He was dapping everybody up. When he gets to like the steps to the stage, he sees me, and I turn and look at my dad. My dad turns and look at me. He's like, "Oh, he saw you." So I'm only just anticipating what's about to happen because I'm sitting probably like a couple feet away. So he's coming across the stage, dapping everybody up. So then he gets to my side, dapping people up to my side. Then he notices me, and he's like, "Yeah, you that 15-year-old kid from IG, right?" I was like, "Yo," because this is Ninth Wonder we're talking about. I'm surprised I'm even seeing him right now.
Right.
Um, I thought I was going to see Just Blaze or something, because that's the event I went to. Just Blaze versus Jake One. I did end up meeting Jake One. Um, he's like, "You that 15-year-old kid from IG, right?" And he puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, "Don't stop. All this stuff that you're doing now, keep doing it, because you're creating a new wave for your generation." Because what I'm doing at 15 is just something that nobody else does. So you know, he's telling me, he's like, "This is me telling you." I can't remember how many records. Dang, he said some like 40 million records in. I don't want to misquote, but this is me telling you 40 million records in. Keep going, don't stop. And I kid you not, that almost brought a tear to my eye, because Ninth Wonder, anybody who knows me knows Ninth Wonder is my favorite producer. So just meeting him was crazy. But yeah, just being in the right place at the right time, man. You
Well,
never know what
and
opportunities.
being really talented man, because I
Yeah,
mean,
that
it's
too.
not
Yeah.
you're a modest dude, but I mean, if
You
you were
know,
trash, I mean, you could try to see Ninth Wonder all you want. You ain't seeing him.
exactly,
So
exactly.
so
Yep.
and again, it's going back to putting in that work,
Hmm.
man. I mean, like that's really what's paid off. Um, so you mentioned something where you said like you said kind of starting a new lane for people your age, and like I said, you're one of one, man.
Hmm.
So I first found out about you like around 15, I guess maybe 2 3 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yep.
Like, are you? What is your social group like? Because
Mm.
because like I know a lot of 18, 19, 21, 22 year olds, not a lot. I know some. The ones that I know that are really into hip hop and
Yeah.
and really into like I guess more traditional hip hop,
Hmm.
traditional sound or whatever. They're almost like they stand out, they stick out like a sore thumb. Like they're like,
Exactly.
oh,
Yeah.
they get ridiculed, they get and stuff. And so, what's been your experience with your peers? I guess with as
Oh
far as
man.
while you're doing this.
Yeah. Uh, pretty sure all my peers are not doing what I'm doing. They're not on the boom bap, the soul. They're not on that wave. They're on the trap wave, the R&B wave, which I'm fine with. I can do trap, I can do R&B, I can do all this other stuff, but none of that really is different. You know what I'm saying? So when I press play on a track, I want people to hear and I want people to say, "Oh, that's a JT track." I want them to automatically know, "Oh, this joint is about to be different, no matter what the genre is." So I think the people around my age, I don't really, work with. It's very hard. It's very rare that you'll find somebody my age doing something different from the norm. Um, I've found some people like Larizi, a dope artist from New Orleans. He's around my age, but other than that, I can't really tell you any of my peers that are doing what is something different. It's just hard to find. So now I go to the older generation because that's mainly what I'm inspired by because that's really all I would listen to. Just older generation stuff like a Tribe Called Quest, Slum Village, Little Brother, all this. You see, that's those are the people I was drawn to. So I go to older people because it's like okay, they got that sound for this, and then we'll find some people in like the 2030s who also have that sound too. But as far as my generation, they just stick to what's already there, and that's the one thing I don't like because you get older people saying, "Yo, this generation they always talking about this and that and this and that," but at the same time, I can't bash them because they're trying to make a name for themselves. I get it. That's how you get recognition by doing the same thing everybody else is doing, but you also get recognition by doing something different too. It may take a little bit of time, but it'll come for sure. Like I started Instagram probably about like 5 years ago, and I got popping like 2023. So it's definitely gonna take some time. You just gotta keep going with it, keep being consistent. All this other stuff that's in your ear, just try your best to block it out. You get what I'm saying? And just keep doing you. That's the main part.
Yo, when you so you starting out with the drums and you got your eye machine and stuff, and you're doing your thing. Because yeah, it's clear that what type of influence music has
Mm-hmm.
influenced you. But like, were you not hearing that trap sound? Like, how did that not become your sound? Like, based on your
Yeah.
age and stuff. Like, was it again your parent, your dad, or like
Mm.
what
Yeah.
like
So
how
at,
did that?
at first, when I was on High Machine, I was making trap every
Okay,
day. That's trap every day. Because I was listening to a lot of Zaytoven around the time too. So, trap was just it was like the norm. It was like, okay, I'm about to wake up and I'm about to do this trap beat. Probably knock out about like five of them. Um, but it got to a point where you could start hearing in my trap beats that they all sounded similar. The same 808 patterns, the same hi-hat patterns, the same claps. They started sounding similar. So, me having a team back then I didn't recognize it was a team. It was just my dad being my dad. He was just like, let's see if you can try to venture down something else because you do this trap stuff with your eyes closed. So, you know, venturing down, and I remember he introduced me to Jay Dilla. I can't remember what age, but he introduced me to Jay Dilla. And I remember I had to clean up my room. And he gave me his phone, and it was Jay Dilla's the donut tape, the last donut tape. And I'm playing it while I'm cleaning. I'm like, yo, like, what's happening right now? I have no clue who Jay Dilla is. I was like, okay, maybe he's just giving me somebody's random beat tape to listen to. But I'm like, this joint is actually kind of hard. So go back downstairs after finishing cleaning up my room, give him my phone, give him his phone, go in the studio room and just start cooking based off of what I heard.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, I've got to dig in this. And, you know, I was always trying to, you know, get into that boom bap style, that hip hop style, that old dirty hip hop, that grittiness. But I'd always be attracted to two-step music. Like I'd always want to dance with my stuff. So I try to incorporate both, doing boom bap and then like a two-step sound, put them together. So like it's undescribable. Like you can't tell what this genre is, and that's what a lot of people have told me. They're like, what you do, it's not even hip hop, but it's not even trap. It's not even this, but it's not even that. Like you do a undescribable genre. So, you know, trap. I still do trap. Very rarely though. Like if I'm working with an artist and they're like, "Yo, can you send me this?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll send you this," because I got a bunch of them, and they just sitting. So I'll send you these. But you know, he made me fall in love with boom bap, all that other old hip hop. You know, I was just in love with it.
Wow, that's dope, man. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
cool thing about it is even as you go, and if you seem like a student in the game, as you go farther
Right.
back in hip hop was very danceable. I mean, I came into
Yeah.
hip hop as a dancer, so it's like it did it only became, I mean, maybe like 90s or whatever, where it became
Mm-hmm.
like uncool to dance or whatever.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you look at older hip hop videos, there's a lot of like all the MCs had dancers in the back and
Dancing.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so I just appreciate hearing that because it's dope. It's like dancing is fun. So you
Right.
can have hip hop and dance, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think that's amazing though, like just as far as like, you know, your ear gravitating towards that. Like from a production standpoint or a technical standpoint, would you say a trap beat is easier to make than like or like takes less thought than a
That's the
boom?
word. Less thought. Less thought. It takes less thought because really just making it is it if you're making just like a regular trap beat, all you need is like four sounds. You need a kick, you need a clap, you need a hat, an open hat. You probably throw some percussions in there, and then you can find you a sample or get you a piano, play in minor keys, get you a bass. Like I'm really breaking down like how it was, cause it's that easy. You don't gotta put a lot of thought into it. Like, and I'd be shocked when I hear producers like we hear DJ Mustard. I saw it took him. He said it took him like 20, 30 minutes to make Not Like Us. But when you hear it, it's like this should have took you 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's basic. It's just a hard beat, but it's real basic. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, I just think it's easy. It's the thought process of it is easy. Like you can wake up and know what sounds you're gonna use, know what 808 you're gonna use, know what sample you're gonna use. It's real easy. I don't know these producers, and then sorry, going to the point where it'd be five different producers on a trap joint, and the joint sounds like it should only have one producer. Like, it's man, come on, man, no,
Yeah, I mean, no, it's interesting that you say that. I'm just interested in hearing from again, a person of your
yeah,
age hear that because I say it and people like, oh, head. So you know, as someone who's actually doing this stuff,
yeah,
I was just curious to hear your thoughts. But it seems like your heart is in with just with those drums. And you said if you said Ninth Wonder, if you were Ninth Wonder Jay Dilla head, I mean
oh yeah,
that's where you know what it
Oh yeah.
is. Salute to everybody joining on the show. We got Beats by JT. We're gonna find out in a little bit what's wrong with him because he's gonna do a little demo for us. He's nice on that MPC. Yo, so like I caught on to you doing the finger drum. So like there's the finger drumming, there's just beat making, and I guess like then there's producing. Like where is your I mean, I heard the 2-pack on the on Spotify. So like, are you?
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, I like that. So are you like, what's the end game here? Are you trying to? Are you producing for artists? Are you making beat? Is it all? Is it like what is it? Because you're super dope with the beat with the finger drumming, and sometimes that's all I want to hear. But then I'm like, okay, he's making beats. I'm like, oh, I want to hear beats too. So what's your love? I guess, or like, where do you see this all going?
Yeah, my love is just all of it. Because it's all of it. I started out producing. That was at the age of 7. Beat making, we'll say beat making. I started out beat making because I wasn't to the production standpoint yet. Like I wasn't actually arranging joints. So we'll say beat making. 7, I started out making beats. Then 13 was really when I gravitated toward finger drumming. Now, you know, I still do the finger drumming, but now I'm really focused on the production, which is why you see me like releasing tapes and songs with artists now and stuff like that. So I have a love for all of it. The end game is, you know, just to be known for doing everything, like not just a finger drummer, but not just a producer, but a finger drummer and a producer. Like, you know, that's in my bio, finger drummer, producer. All this is what I want to be known for. You know, just like how certain producers have like a tag, but like a tag, we could say a tag, like how certain producers have a tag. They know when you hear this type of tag, you know what type of beat this is gonna be. But when you hear like a Pharrell beat and that 4-bar intro, you know what it's gonna be like. That's how I want my end game to be. Just like something that everybody will know me for. Like I'll have this specific sound, this certain sound that everybody will know me for.
Yo, do you how do you like pick your samples and stuff? Like my wife and I go nuts over the samples, like in the some of the, like how did you get hip to doing that? And as far as like, you know, adding that to your game.
Not all the time, but see.
You're like really 75 years old, man. He's been here before. Reincarnation is factual. I'm telling you.
Nah, man, digging. That's all I do. Dig. Whether it's on YouTube or whether I'm in a record store, or whether one of my big bros send me some samples. Really, it's just going beyond what the eye can see. You know, because most people go into YouTube, search up samples, and I have playlists, but they only listen to like the first 10 joints. It's like it's a 500 songs in this one playlist. You got to scroll, and even if it's not in YouTube, man, I'm about to give it. I be getting records like inspiration from everywhere. Like I could hear a song in a store, and I'm like, yo, let me Shazam this joint. Right. And I take it home and I do what I do with it. So really, I just draw inspiration from everywhere. It could be rock, it could be jazz, it could be bossa nova, it could be anything. You know, that's just whatever my ear hears. That's what I'll gravitate towards.
So now, so I guess it seems like to me, right? Like, you're telling me all this stuff, and it's blowing my mind because you're 18 years old, and I'm like, what? Like it's like it's not computing, but it's dope. So, but like, it seems like you have such a love for music in general. Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like you have such a love for music in general
100%,
that like you're just like feed me.
Yeah.
Like I need it. I don't care. Like I could, because I think it's dope. Like I hear dope stuff in the grocery store or something, or you just hear come out of somebody's car. It might even just be a sound or whatever. You like, okay, I got to replicate that, or I got to like find what that was. So you just seem really hungry to me, and I think that's dope because I'm old as crap, and I get to live through you a little bit
Oh man, it's love.
because of just like your hunger, man, and that's I think that's really awesome to hear, like because you're not pigeonholed to okay, I'm just gonna make boom bap, I'm just gonna make trap, I'm just gonna or like you want to do it all, you want to hear it
Yeah,
all, and like so it seems like you just now the floodgates are open. You're just like,
yeah, yeah. Just learning new stuff all the time. That's really what I'm all about. I'm a student first, so wherever I can receive help or wherever I can receive anything, I'm just a fly on the raw wall, just taking it all in. Pause.
crazy,
My bad.
son. Yo, talk a little bit. I always like to know where people are from, especially when they're not from New York or LA.
Mm.
And being that I used to live in Virginia, I used to live in Roanoke, Virginia, which is a lot different than
Oh,
Virginia.
okay,
But
okay.
but 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 then I got people. I had people in Virginia Beach. Um, what's the? I guess what's the vibe like there? What's the music? Um, like what's the scene like? What's your Virginia Beach
Yeah.
like as far as all of this?
I really didn't start going outside in Virginia Beach till probably like 13. Um, and that's just me seeing what artists are out there, or if I'm working with an artist, I'm going to the studio and then finding new artists from the studio. Or Pharrell, he really brought something in the water to Virginia Beach.
Right.
So, it'd be artists out there and music all the time down the beach. But before that, Virginia wasn't like what it was. Virginia Beach wasn't like what it was. It's hard to find, dope talent uh, outside of Virginia
Mm.
Beach, or really outside of Virginia. It's hard to find dope talent because the music scene is just not what it once was. You really gotta, know where to look to find, artists that are different, that aren't doing everything else. But you know, it comes around every once in a while where you'll find
Yeah.
somebody that's dope. So I was finding people that were dope in Virginia. Going to the studio. The studio that I used to go to was, I think, Music Theory Studios in Virginia Beach. Not Virginia Beach, Norfolk, in Norfolk. And that studio is the same studio Knots worked out of. So
Oh,
Knots' room was literally right around the corner from where I was working out of. So I always go in Knots' room, dap him up. And he like, yo, he's always excited to see me too. That's the crazy part. Knots is like the big bro. So, I see Knots on occasion whenever I went to that studio to work with artists. But yeah, the music scene will get there. I think Pharrell's slowly trying to evolve it, by there's something in the water, showing people that it's actually music still in Virginia Beach, which I'm here for. It's just, eh,
I
it's
mean,
just not what it once was. So I
yeah,
had to get out of Virginia. Yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, I feel I mean, I get it. You're from where you're from, but I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, this brother needs to travel and like go.
Yeah.
We need to, you know what I'm saying? So um, like you go up to Charlotte. Have you done
Yeah.
anything like West Coast or anything up New York like what's been your I guess what's been your biggest experience? I guess
Mm.
getting out of Virginia right
Oh
now.
yeah, getting out of Virginia, moving to Charlotte is a huge difference.
Oh, you
You're
moved.
huge. Yeah, I moved.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I'm in Charlotte now. Yep.
oh, you live there.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Been here for like going on 2 years, but
Okay.
yeah, different. It's way different. It's more artists out here. More opportunities. You said I've been to New York. It was a crazy story, but I've been to New York. I was there for originally what I thought it was just a beat showcase, but it ended up turning into a beat battle, and I didn't know. And they also told me that I couldn't bring my MPC up on the platform, and they told everybody that, and they told everybody that. But the dude I ended up going against brought his MP up there, and so he started finger drumming. I'm like, yo, y'all just told me I could only bring a computer. And so I ended up losing. It ended up going to it. This dude, I don't know who he is, what his name is. I can't even see his face. He's an old head, and the dude asked him, "Yo, what you think? Who won this?" And he gave it to the other dude. I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this again. But so that's the only time I've been to New York for that reason. I've worked with new artists from New York, but they've been in Charlotte. I work West Coast. I worked with an artist from out of the West Coast, but he came to Charlotte. Actually, next week will be my first time going to West Coast. I'm going for the NAM show. So I'm traveling out to LA, hopefully meet a couple of great people out there. But
No, that's dope.
dope people, yeah.
That's dope. And when we get offline, I want to talk to you about a few things possibly happening in New York that I could maybe connect you with.
Yeah, for sure.
Just you know, put more of a spotlight. Yo, tell us about the I saw something with MC Light or something.
Oh,
Or what was that?
Yeah, shout out my guy, Ski Beats. He does these challenge. No, that wasn't Ski Beats. Scratch that. She was doing a challenge, and I guess it was like a promo towards her new album that she just dropped. So she was like, "Yo, producers, I want to give y'all this acapella, see what y'all do with it, and you know, I guess it was just like I don't want to say a competition, but I just guess she wanted to see what people do with it. So I ended up doing it. Probably spent about like a day or two on it, just going through ideas. When I finally got the idea, I did it, recorded it, made a video to it, and I think we were late. We were late on posting it because I think that challenge ended. But her being who she is, I still tagged her. I still wanted to add her as a collaborator, and she accepted it. I don't think it's. I think it's still on her page. I think it's still up there. But yeah, from that, that was dope in itself. Just getting her to notice me, because MC Light is a dope MC. She's probably one of the most slept on female MCs that, in my opinion, a lot of people don't give her the respect she deserves. But the stuff that she's doing with Knots, crazy. It's crazy.
Damn, you got the inside scoop. Look at you.
Yeah.
Yo, like, my man asked, and I was gonna think about it too. I mean, like, it's crazy. I think anybody in here that's over in this show that's over 40, that like you're blowing our minds right now, man. Because again, it's such an anomaly, and again, again, you're different than what's the normal 18-year-old, right? It's like I feel like I'm talking more to a peer than someone who's 30 years younger than me. But yeah, like, so what, like again, I want to go back to like BeatsByJT, like, I mean, like, because you're talking MC Light, you're talking, Notch, you're talking Dilla, Ninth Wonder, like, music wise, like, you said you were making trap beats, but like music wise, who were you listening to? Who are you listening to? Like, what's on your phone?
Yeah, on my man.
What's on? Oh, that's the.
On our phone, we got De La Soul. We got Slum Village, Little Brother, Tribe Called Quest, Mob Deep. Who else? We'll type in DOS Effects.
Is this because of you? Like, did you do the knowledge and like find these artists, or were you hearing like from Pops? Like how did you find these artists?
A little bit of both. I found out about Slum Village from finding out about J Dilla, from from my dad. So I was doing my research. Seeing what groups J Dilla was in. He was in Frank and Dank. Then I saw he was with Slum Village.
Crazy.
I saw he was with Slum Village. So, you know, I was just doing my research and then seeing like what albums he was on. I saw he did some joints with a Tribe Called Quest. Especially Stakes is High, probably one of my favorite Dilla
Woo!
beats.
Home
One
run.
of my favorite Dilla beats right there. Then, you know, I started venturing out into other producers like DJ Premier. My dad, he told me about DJ Premier, RZA. Then, you know, Ninth Wonder. Then I started finding out about Pete Rock, and I started finding out about I'm not dumb the Roots. I found out about the Roots, what they were doing on D'Angelo's album from my dad. My dad is a huge D'Angelo fan, so you know I was drawn to that. So then we go R&B wise, you know, we got Dark Child, and I was drawn to Dark Child by Brandy because every time we get in the car, either my sisters or my dad would be playing Brandy, like her old stuff, and with the Dark Child Productions, you know. So really, it was a little bit of both. It was my pops or you know me just doing research on stuff.
But then you would find out and then just go down the rabbit hole and just
Yeah,
be like,
go down the rabbit hole. Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Yep.
and then and just be like, what is this? Like, I just think it's cool to hear. So what's cool to hear, man, is like, you're sharing some of the same excitement that us older people had when this first came out, and we're
Yeah.
first hearing like certain music and certain sounds and stuff, and we're like, when hip hop captured us, and so it's just dope that in your own, like, we didn't have YouTube back then. I couldn't go down the rabbit hole and listen to like 600 P rock tracks, but like I could go. I would go to the record store and be like, yo, I gotta find this or something. I would hear something on Rap City, I'm like, gotta find this. So like, it's just dope to me to see that same excitement, in someone so young that
Yeah.
about these legendary producers, legendary groups and stuff that impacted. So it's funny, all those groups you named and all those producers and everybody, all those artists impacted me growing up in a
Wow.
huge way, a different
Wow.
way, but it's impacting you as well. I just think it's, I think it's really cool, man, that like that, that you are who you are. I think it's so dope, man. I can't even,
Love, man. Thank
you
you,
know,
man. Thank you.
I just think it's so dope. Um, so you got a twin sister, right?
Yeah, twin sister. Shout out Jada.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I saw something. What's the? And then I went to her page. You got a group, little. So we'll
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
Official twin power. Yeah. You know, me and my sister, we always been working. We share the same studio. You know, I remember one day my dad had the idea just because I had already had an Instagram page. I don't think she had one, but she was playing guitar. She got her guitar the same time I got my MP, which was her 13th birthday. So my dad, he had the idea. He's like, yo, let's go to Mount Trashmore. If you're from Virginia Beach, you know.
I know my.
Mount Trashmore, yep. Mount Trashmore. So we went to Mount Trashmore. They had a little stage. And, you know, I think he was like, yo, y'all gotta get an intro. So I'm like, yo, let's just call us Official Twin Power or something, you know. So that stuck with us. So we ended up making a page together, and we would just be doing covers and stuff. She would sing, play her guitar, and I would finger drum, or I would program an 808 or something, and we just do covers. We go everywhere doing covers. We go to a park. We go to the beach, just doing some covers. So then we moved here, and obviously we got more opportunities to perform at places like bars. Our biggest performance together was at the Ballantine out here in Charlotte, um, for a group called Creative Mornings. They do this, I think, every month. So you know, we got to perform. I want to say it's about at least 300 plus people there that we performed
Oh,
for. We had to come up with the song for it. They asked us to. We came up with the song. I did the beat. She came up with the melody. She helps me. It literally, she helps me with my beats too, because she's a piano player too. And you know, I'd be like, Jada, yo, what's this chord right here? Because I don't play piano. I only play by ear.
right.
So I'm like, let me go to her because she actually knows the chords. She knows what chords to go to. So I'm like, yo, Jada, come help me with this. And you know, now she's working on her own stuff. She's working on her upcoming EP album, you know, and I'm just sitting there along for the process, helping her. you know, I can't say I help her songwrite. I don't songwrite. She does it on her own. But you know, we'll just be in the room helping each other, you know, just creating together. So that's my real twin right there.
Yeah, she's amazing, man. When I went to that thing,
100%.
I heard her. She was covering something, and I'm like, whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I didn't know that, and I was like, and then I was like, official twin. I put two and two together. I looked at y'all, and I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
One thing about she has a amazing voice. Like, you know, I've done events and I've seen people cry because of her voice. Like, and I remind her that all the time. Like, Janet, people actually cry because of your voice. And, you know, it's wild. People come up to her and say inspirational things. So, you know, she's great. She's
That's
great.
amazing, man, and keep pushing that to her because like
100%.
like you guys. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, and I've been looking forward to this interview for a while. I'm gonna call them interviews, but I've been looking forward to this for a while. My wife, she goes to bed at like 7:30 because of work, so she's like, I can't stay
Yeah.
up. I can't stay up. I want to see JD.
Oh man.
Like, so we like this is important for us, man, because like you are the future, literally.
Mhm.
Like, and so they say kids are the future. Like, and the future, from as far as I'm concerned, with hip hop has looked kind of bleak
Yeah.
as far as like some of the things coming out, and so it's like for you, like you're really the future, yo. And so what not
Yeah.
said to you is important. Like it is important that you continue to do what you do.
Mhm.
It's important that your sister continues to do what she does because, like, yo, here's for somebody to be like, all right, for a person's voice to make somebody start crying,
Yeah.
that's impact on
Yeah.
somebody's. You know what I'm saying? And that you may have that may have changed somebody's life. And so
Hmm.
that's what you guys are doing right now. You're changing lives, man. And you may not even see it because it's like, oh, you're just doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
because you're going against the grain. Like probably most of your friends probably aren't even your age. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
going against the grain and it's like, man, like that's really important. So I just want to say thanks, man, because
Oh
this
no
is
doubt.
really important to us as the older heads in this chat. They're like, oh, this is great, this is great, this is great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, likewise, man. I want to give love to you and your wife. You know, y'all. I remember, you know, when I first saw you follow, when I first saw your wife follow. Ever since then, the reposts on your page, the reposts on your stories, you know, that's just all been love, and that's the type of love that I really don't get. Is rare. That you see older people show love to younger people, but not with you guys. Every time I see y'all, you know, repost to your page, because this is stuff you don't have to do. This is stuff nobody's asking you to do, nobody's paying you to do. It's just you out of love, you know, just showing love to, you know, the younger generation, which I appreciate, and I love that, you know, because like I say, a lot of people don't do it. So just want to give you guys your
Oh,
flowers for it, you
thanks,
know,
man. I mean,
no
it,
doubt.
we love you, man. We rocks with you, and we want to see you win. And I'm extremely critical of what's of the younger generation, but at the same with some of the stuff that's coming up. But at the same time, the culture can't go forward without you guys. So
Exactly.
so there has to be we got to work it out here, right?
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
Like, like,
100%.
it's not gonna go. I'm not gonna be around forever, like yelling
Yeah.
and screaming and ranting and so it has to go forward with you guys, and so like so there has to be. So again, we're critical, but
Mhm.
it's also about like showing love and who's representing. So yeah, man,
Yeah.
we with you till the wheels fall off, man. I trust. So
Love, man. I appreciate that.
there's no we rocks with you, man, and for you to be at your age, it's like, yo, this is dope, man, and
Yeah.
so you inspire us
Oh man.
when we sitting there like bah, 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 like
That's
off the chain. So yo, what we're gonna do is because Instagram cuts my shows early, so I want to make sure that they don't cut this. It's
okay, cool.
9:50. We're gonna give you a chance to rock out for a few minutes, and do your thing, man. So I don't know how long it works or
Yeah.
whatever, but like
Yeah.
3-4 minutes.
Three,
Just want
four.
to
Got you.
make sure we can close out pretty good,
Got
and
you.
but yeah, yo, this is what I'm waiting
Let's do
for.
it.
Yeah, go. Beats by JT. JT, is that your sister doing that? Who's
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yep.
JT was wrong with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her.
Okay.
That's
JT, what is wrong
her.
with you? Go.
You can hear well. You can hear
Sir.
it. All right, cool.
Boy, it's effortless. Go. Woo!
Bro,
Oh man,
that's so
I
good.
could listen to you all day, man. I mean, sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I just go through your page, I go through the old joints. And I'm like,
Oh.
when you were like 8, and I'm like, oh, look, he's so cute. My wife's like, oh, he was so cute, right? So like,
No,
so
man.
thank you, man. That was super
No,
dope, and that was
likewise.
just a smidgen. Real quick,
Yeah, just a little smidge.
what you got like? What's on the horizon for you? Anything in the future? I mean, like near future, as far
Yeah,
as projects and things.
yeah. A lot of dope stuff coming soon. January is going to be a month, for drops. It's a lot of stuff coming to y'all. So y'all just stay tuned,
All
But
right,
until
cool.
then, we got the 2-piece out. We got the hype tape out, other stuff out. Y'all go check it out. Link is in the bio.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, just keep working. Listen,
Love,
man,
man.
we this has been a pleasure and honor for me, and I can't say it enough. It sounds cliche and stuff, but it's like, yo, I'm, I'm honored. I'm excited. I'm happy
Thank
that,
you. Thank you.
and again, we want you to win, man, and I'll do anything I can to help. If it's reposting something,
Cool.
whatever. But like, I'll reach out to you about some things in New
Yeah,
York,
let's do it.
but man, I
Let's do
mean,
it.
I want you to win, man, and we are honored and grateful. So like, you are carrying the culture, like you
Oh, man.
carrying us, like, because I'll be taking a dirt nap at some point. So you know what I mean. So you sis, Pop Dukes, like the whole family. You are a
Yeah,
winning family, man. So,
appreciate it. Thank you,
you know,
thank you.
so go give your dad a hug. Like,
Well,
you
most
better take care of him.
definitely.
You better
No,
take
100%.
care of dad.
No question, no question.
So, no, thank you,
Yeah,
brother. And so we're gonna get this up on the YouTube channel, and
yes, sir.
let everybody know. We'll tag you. And this was fun, man. I really appreciate it. Salute to everybody joining in, and yeah, thank you, brother. Really,
Yeah,
really,
man.
man. From the bottom of my
Likewise,
heart.
likewise. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, man.
No,
This is dope.
absolutely. Virginia Beach in the building, Charlotte in the
Certified.
building. Let to get it. Yo, rock with this brother, man. Beats by JT, man. I'm telling you this. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. So we're
Love,
gonna get
man.
this up.
Love.
We're gonna get this up on the YouTube channel. All of our past episodes, are all 155, are on the Carrying the Culture
Wow.
YouTube channel. And this has been a buck 56. Beats by JT, holding it down. Thank you, brother. I'll tag you in the when we get this clip up and everything, and I'll let you know when it's on the YouTube.
Yes,
And we'll
sir.
definitely stay in touch, my G.
100%. All right. Appreciate you, man.
All
Tapping
right.
with you. All
All right.
right.
Salute. All right. Peace.